Welcome to A Table in the Corner, the show about the people behind the places where we love to eat. The chefs, the restaurateurs, and quiet grafters who make restaurants feel like more than just rooms full of tables. In each episode, I sit down with the operators who shape restaurant culture, from fine diners to the neighborhood spots we keep going back to. We talk about food, obviously, but also about menus and creativity, success and failure, pressure and resilience, what it really takes to keep showing up in an industry that asks so much of you. I've worked in food and media for more than 3 decades, from running live music venues to cigar bars and an Eat Out award-winning restaurant, to producing cookbooks and spending years writing about and photographing food in Cape Town and abroad. A Table in the Corner is my way of giving something back to an industry that has given me a great deal. The show is available weekly wherever you listen to podcasts, and there's now a video version on YouTube so you can see the spaces my guests have built. Now, settle in at your table in the corner and enjoy the conversation after this commercial break. Anyone who listens to this show knows that Zuni is without question my favorite burger in Cape Town. And that's not just about the flavor and the outstanding experience in store, it's about how the whole thing is built. Zuni was started by the sons of 2 Eastern Cape Wagyu farmers who wanted to honor the entire animal, not just the prime cuts. So the beef comes fresh, straight from their family farms to the kitchen door in Cape Town. The burgers are smashed, the buns baked in-house, the sauces are their own, and the chips are fried in Wagyu tallow. They call it farm to bun, and it's not marketing cuck, it's the honest truth. And now, somehow, Johannesburg gets to share in this. Zuni Burger has just opened its 2nd physical store at 9 Yards in Parktown North, Joburg, which means Joe Burgers are now getting one of the most honest, well-built food brands I've seen in years. Delivered at altitude, no less. If you're in Joburg, you're some very lucky humans. Today I am chatting to Tasmin Reid. Tasmin Reid is at Melfort, a beautiful little restaurant, sort of a country-style restaurant on Marianne Estate on the R44, hey?
Yes.
Welcome to the show.
Yay! Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
But thanks for being on the show. I mean,
Yay!
Didn't you have to muck out the stables and then run up here?
Kind of.
Kind of.
Went for a hike this morning, picked some things for the new menu this week. Now I'm here.
Do you live on the farm?
We live up the road, so yes.
Oh.
It's good for the mind. We've got chickens.
It's good for the mind. You got chickens, you got dogs.
Exactly.
The swimming dog that I saw.
Oh my gosh. So it helps.
Like a little bit Labrador and a little bit something else. Oh,
She's like a lab cross another lab.
Okay, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, welcome to the show. Thank you so much for agreeing to be, interviewed, being put in the spotlight.
It's an honor, really.
How did you find your way into kitchens? Is it cooking with mom, cooking with gran?
I wish it was like that, but not really, because my mom had 3 children and struggled to balance everything. So she would cook with packet sauces, pre-made foods. My dad would hardly cook, but there was always something inside of me that wanted to cook and wanted to learn how to do it properly, not with packets.
And not with Knorr or something.
That was it, literally.
Maggie
and I'm so not like that.
No.
So I always thought there was more. I was obsessed with watching Jamie Oliver, Buddy Valastro, Come Dine With Me, MasterChef, all of those things.
Yeah.
And I had to do it. I just had to find out how to do it. So I was a bit of a nerd, but I just did it for fun.
Okay.
And I grew up cooking and being the one that cooked for the family because I didn't want the packet sauces.
Of the 3 kids, are you the oldest?
Youngest.
They made the youngest cook.
I wanted to.
Did you have to stand on a stool by the stove?
Yes.
A stool by the stove. Oh, no.
I didn't do everything, of course.
Okay, fair enough.
But I just loved it. And it was like an escape for me. I was so academic. My dad always told me I needed to go to university after school and do what everyone is supposed to do.
Yes.
And I listened to that and I thought that was what I was going to do. And it got closer to the time where I needed to decide, am I going to go to university and what am I going to study?
Yeah.
I was very academic. So I did well at school. And I thought I was going to go and do a BCom. And then the longer I thought about it, the more uncomfortable I felt. And I just didn't know what I was going to do.
But how do you go from being an A stream student and wanting to go to university to going to learn how to carry pots?
I know, right? So
what?
My mom then said, Taz, I know what you should do. She said, you need to go and study to be a chef. And when she first said that, I thought, no way. I thought that was crazy.
I mean, I've got a thing with that because I've said it, and in the last season, it came up a couple of times that there's this sort of irony that, like, the parents of middle-class children are sending their kids to learn a trade to be working class, right? Because chefing's a trade, right? But actually, it's the most creative of the trades. I mean, and you can do incredible stuff with that skill. So where did you study and how did you decide on that place?
So when I first became comfortable with the idea that, yes, I want to do that, even though there were so many things that I thought, no way, I can't do that. First, I thought it's a male-dominated industry. It's not going to go far for me first. No. Second, my dad said, no way, you can't do that. You're not going to earn enough money.
Yeah.
My mom then said, you have to follow what you love doing and the money will come, which sounds amazing.
A lot of conflicting philosophical perspectives on the future there.
So after a bit of time, my dad started asking a lot of his friends, like, my daughter wants to study to be a chef. What do you think? And so many people started saying, well, I've had a person, or I know a person who's gone to Silwood. So he then started to see, oh, this is actually serious. People actually do this and it can work.
Yeah.
So then my dad said, you need to create a PowerPoint on every single culinary school and list pros and cons.
And as a dedicated nerd, you went and did that. Okay, I'm there. So, Dad, and you like little post-its everywhere. Yeah.
At the end, it was between Silwood or ICA.
Okay.
And we couldn't find accommodation for me near ICA because I wasn't going to get a car. My parents couldn't afford to get me a car. So I decided on Silwood because I could walk to it from a place that I could rent.
Yes, okay.
And my parents then just found so many people that they knew into Silwood, blah, blah, blah. I went there, did the 3 years. And
where were you placed? Where did you intern?
During second year, you do 5 different placements, 2 months.
Yeah.
So I went to Lakhlong, Schoen, Acre by Battersbasson, Salsify, De Grendel.
Whoa, that's a nice kind of spread of places.
I didn't know what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
I thought I was going to be a caterer.
And Schoen as well, with
baking.
With Fritz.
Yes, I was there when he was there. So I did the graveyard shift. It was awesome.
What was their graveyard shift?
Start at 8 o'clock in the evening.
Yeah.
Finish around 6 a.m.
the next morning.
But I thought it was epic. I was there for the ride.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And then my last placement, I was at De Grendel.
Yes.
And every single place I went to just didn't scratch the itch. And I thought if I don't find a place that I really love, I think I'm going to drop out. Because then you have to sign up to do a third year.
To do the third year, which is a whole, exactly.
Then COVID came. De Grendel was riddled with COVID. We had to close. I was then like, wow, I don't know what I'm going to do. And then Silwood said, you know what, you've got a few weeks left of your second year. We're going to send you to Salsify. And I then cried.
With Ryan Cole.
Yeah, I cried.
But why would you cry to go and work with Ryan?
I know.
He's a legend.
He is such a legend. But this is before going.
So you didn't know.
I didn't know what it was going to be like, but I heard stories. And the stories terrified me. And I was scared. But Silwood was like, grow up, go. So I thought, okay, cool, going. And by the second day, I loved it so much, I applied for my third year. Okay. And I was like obsessed. It was like my first love, really.
How long were you at Salsify? Because you went, then you joined the
whole
crew.
Year, yes.
Yeah, you did the year there, and then you joined the crew at Salsify.
Yes.
How long were you at Salsify?
So I was there for a year and a half.
Yeah.
And I then sat down with Ryan and Nina, and I just said to them, I'm so inspired by what you guys have done, and I need to learn more. I mean, not that I had capped what I was learning. There was still so much to learn. But I just felt like it was time for me to go overseas and to learn something different.
Okay.
So it was in a weird time. Silwood pushed back our graduation. So I was there for a year. I'd finished Silwood, but my graduation was at a weird time after I'd actually finished because of COVID.
Yes, okay.
Silwood said to attend graduation, you have to get your COVID vaccine. So I said, okay, I need to attend my graduation.
Ooh.
So you see where this is going.
Yeah, I see where it's going.
But during that time, I had also signed up to get my Australia visa. I already applied to work with Chef Peter Gilmore at his restaurant called Key, which I thought was like it.
Yeah.
The way he works with Indigenous Australian flavors, I'm so inspired by what they do at Salsify, and to do something kind of similar, in Australia, somewhere different. I'm young. I wanted the experience.
Exactly, yeah.
I was doing my application and I got my visa, and then I got my second COVID vaccine to go get my Silwood certificate. On that day, I had really weird symptoms. And I just thought, okay, it's a side effect from the vaccine. It's okay. I'm just going to carry on working. So I carried on working at Salsify, but I was really starting to feel ill.
Yeah.
So I went from being a person, I'm a bit of a psycho.
All chefs are psychos. Yes. Yeah. Okay.
I used to wake up at 4 a.m. and go to gym, then go to work, come back at 2, sleep, go to gym the next day, go to work. I'm very driven. That's just how I am.
Yeah.
And I was always like chasing the next thing on how to get better, how to improve. And I went from being that person to literally struggling to get out of bed, to just get ready in time to leave, to go to Salsify and struggle through the day. And I just ended up, I was so ill, and I thought it was just a side effect from the vaccine, until it wasn't getting better. And I started to see doctors. And I was actually diagnosed with an autoimmune disease.
Oh.
Yeah. So, I had my life planned out. And then I had to resign on the day and finish working.
Come on.
And I just said to Nina and Ryan, I said, I think I just have to get some help. Like, I need to figure this out and sort out my health. And then I really felt like, what am I going to do?
Yeah.
Because I'm a young person who spent their past few years studying to be a chef and being a chef, and now going to do these things, and now it's just like life swept the rug from underneath my feet.
Yeah.
And I was literally in a series, like in a phase of mourning who I was.
Yeah.
And I know that sounds so deep, but it really felt like that.
I have an idea what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was a certain person, and like within a few hours, I was a completely different person. My mind was the same.
Yeah.
But the body completely different. I didn't know how to figure that out. So I went home. I left.
Home to KZN.
I went home to KZN, went to my parents, and I was lucky. I've got my parents to rely on then. And I just thought, what now? Do I need to go to university and study something? You know what I mean?
Yeah, no,
because
absolutely.
My body wouldn't be able to sustain those hours anymore. But my mind could.
Because it is so brutal, and your mind could, yeah.
And I just couldn't.
But we go through that, and you get yourself out of the game. But here we are sitting in the restaurant you own outside Stellenbosch. What on earth? What are the steps that led you to this place?
So many weird and wonderful things. So that's why Melfort means so much to me, because it's serious. I'll get there, but I then went home. Silwood reached out to me and said, Taz, are you still going to Australia? Because I told them about it.
Yes.
They said, if you're not, we actually have an opening. We'd love for you to be a teacher. How weird. I know life works in weird ways.
Very cool. Okay.
I thought this is what my life's supposed to, this is a sign. I need to follow this. This is the next right step.
You don't have to go and study a BCom.
Exactly. I thought this is still a way for me to be in the industry without being in it. I went and I got the position and I was the dem chef. But doing that job, I had evenings off, I had weekends off. So it gave me some time to figure out what was going on and to sort out my life.
And where you're going to go, yeah.
And I was there for 1.5 years.
Yeah.
And during that time, I figured out my body and how to heal. I still have an autoimmune disease and I still have bad days, bad weeks, bad months, but I kind of know how to manage it. And when I first got diagnosed, I was told I had to be on cortisone for the rest of my life and anti-inflammatories.
Wow.
At the time, I was speaking to Nina at Salsify and she said, you need to go and see this wellness center. Just try it out. It's a bit alternative. And I thought, you know what? I've got nothing to lose. I'm not on cortisone or anti-inflammatories. I don't take them. But I changed my entire diet.
You see, probably something hugely related to diet.
I moved out of Greenpoint and I started living on an organic veggie farm in Philippi, which was very stress-free, amazing, best place I've ever lived.
Okay.
And I discovered a different way of eating. Everything about my life went 180. And it gave me time to develop the business plan for this because I just knew that teaching, and it sounds so bad, it just didn't scratch the itch.
Yeah,
because I wasn't growing.
I hear you.
And I just had to get back into the kitchen. And there was a moment where I kept saying, I'm only going to open a restaurant when I'm X years old, when I've worked with this many chefs, when I've traveled to these amount of countries, when I've done this. And then I just thought, actually, why not me and why not now? Because
why not?
It's not me that runs the restaurant. It's a whole bunch of other people that make it possible. But I can do it if I've got the right team, even though I'm young. I started this when I was 23, so I'm 24. I know. It sounds crazy when I say it, but it's really not just me who does it.
I mean, Melfort is developing an amazing reputation at the moment. Lots of people are talking about it.
Yay! Yes.
Let's take a little break to hear from our sponsors.
Perfect.
One of the biggest pressures in restaurants right now is cost. Ingredients, cleaning supplies, dry goods, everything edges up. And unless you're checking constantly, it's hard to know whether you're paying a fair price or just accepting what people charge. Heads Up is a South African cost comparison tool built for restaurants. You upload or scan your invoices and it shows you how your prices compare with other suppliers in your region. So you might discover you're paying R5 more per kilo for chicken than the restaurant down the road, or that your cleaning materials are 15% cheaper somewhere else. Suddenly you have real information to negotiate with instead of just a hunch. For new restaurants, Heads Up also helps benchmark costs properly from day one, so menus are priced with confidence. There's a link to the Heads Up website in the show notes. Call them, get a demo, see what they do. And we're back. Let's jump forward now and let's go to how you found this space and how it works for you.
We were very lucky. Right time, right place.
Okay.
We did a whole bunch of pop-ups, and I think that's how we got some popularity. And I had like a kitchen team that was following me, that we just did things. It was kind of crazy, but we got a lot of people that are starting to like us from that.
Okay.
But the purpose of the pop-up was actually to find the right space.
Oh, okay.
So we did one at Annandale. We did one, so many places.
Oh, okay. So that's very interesting because most, you know, when you hear pop-up, you're hearing people going to like Arthur's Mini Super or little venues like that, or doing a cocktail bar and doing food for the night at the cocktail bar, right? But you did pop-ups on farms.
Yeah.
Clever.
I know, but it was
Very
crazy.
good.
Hey.
Oh, was it?
Because, no, it was good. It was only good, but it's just a lot of work in the background, like transporting everything, figuring out if you've got a kitchen, like figuring out every different space. So that took a bit of time, but it was good. I mean, I didn't sleep, eat, rest, nothing, because I knew I just left a stable job and I'm following this dream of mine.
Okay.
We were hoping the place was going to be Annandale where we were going to open, but it just felt right for it to be a pop-up.
Yeah.
And then we just decided, let's go to different places. I'll try and work my social media marketing. And then we found Marianne.
Because you do the social media, so you're the chef and the social media and the marketing and that's admin. A lot of stuff, and admin and all the things.
I'm a believer the right people will come at the right time.
Oh, okay.
And they will help me and take those jobs away. Okay. But for now
you have to do it all.
But it's good.
I hear you.
So we found Marianne and we did a pop-up at the tasting room, but they showed us the space. And when they showed it to us, it had been vacant for 3 years. So everything in this building was stripped. The cabling, it was just like kind of in ruins.
Just like an empty old barn.
It was like a shell.
Yeah,
it was a shell of a building, but I loved it.
Yeah. Listen, this situation is fantastic. You've got the little dam where the dog goes swimming.
Exactly.
It's amazing. Yeah.
And we've got our own veggie garden. We've got pigs, goslings, ducks, chickens.
So let's talk about that, because earlier on you said you'd gone for a walk and you'd picked some stuff for the menu. Let's talk about the menu. I mean, so what are you, a farmy, country, natural, organic-y? What's the vibe?
I say our tagline is farm to fork, but it's not just. So farm to fork's where it starts. And what I mean by that is it's heavily seasonal.
Yes.
So depends on what local farmers are growing. And I really mean local, like down the road, Mason Farm. They're one of our main suppliers.
Yes. Okay.
I'm sure you know them.
Mm-hmm.
And it literally just depends on what they are growing, because they are a small farm.
Yeah.
So their availability list changes all the time. Right. So does the menu.
Yeah.
It will change with what is available.
Okay.
But I also use seasonal fish, which is sustainable from abalone, line caught. And fish is also seasonal. We also use delicious grass-fed meats.
Okay.
And I also use a lot of foraged ingredients. So instead of saying it's a farm to fork restaurant, I would say it's a very seasonal restaurant.
Okay.
But the ingredients are very intentional.
And what's the format? Because I've yet to eat here as
I
much
know.
as I've been told by friends, and in particular, Kit Heathcock has been a great champion of your menu.
Oh.
What's the format? Is it kind of sharing, family style?
Family style is a good word,
Okay.
because I want people to walk in and feel like it's unpretentious.
Yeah.
They can just let their shoulders down and just have a good time. It's generous portions.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it's tapas, but we've got an a la carte menu available.
Oh, you do have?
We
Okay.
do. So that's Wednesday.
So it's not
to
a set
Saturday.
menu, a sort of a table at Demey kind of vibe.
We've also got a set menu, and that encapsulates the whole experience. But I don't want to shy away from guests who don't want a set menu.
Yeah, who just want to eat one thing or two.
That's it. Okay. And I feel like there's a growing audience for that.
Okay.
I want everyone to feel welcome. There's a seat for anyone at the table. So we've got a la carte and the set menu, except on Sundays, it's only set menu. So I know it sounds a bit weird and wonderful, but it works.
Yeah, no, but also Sunday lunch, why wouldn't it be a set menu? Because it needs to be.
Yeah.
I hear you.
A lazy afternoon.
And also a little bit of pressure off the kitchen.
Yes.
Yeah.
Especially
so you can take a little bit of a breath. Yeah, I hear you.
We will throw away a lot of things if it's not used, if you know what I'm saying. So set menu's good. So we can use up whatever's left, and it's not
okay, and then you can look at what you've used during the week, and you can go, okay, we're going to do that, and we're going to
That's it. Yeah. That's it.
If you were to isolate something that's on your, and while you're waving away the flies because of the horses, we're in the country, there's supposed to be flies.
So many.
No, exactly. But if you were to identify something on the menu or a regular dish that you cook that sort of typifies Melfort.
Oh, okay.
So this is the Melfort dish, or this talks to how Tasmin cooks.
Yes. That's a hard question, but I do have a few answers for you.
I've got many hard questions.
I know. So I have to say there's two dishes, because there's not something that we regularly cook, but because things change all the time.
Yeah.
There's two that really speak to my heart.
Okay.
And I think speak to the heart of Melfort. When guests come and they eat it, it's like, wow, this is so special and so different. This is what makes this place this place.
Okay.
So we had a starter. It was chocker. So Cape squid.
Okay, yes.
So this squid only comes from Cape Point, which is so cool.
Yeah.
And I celebrate that region by celebrating a whole bunch of foraged things from Cape Point. It's a labor of love, but it's worth it.
Do you?
Oh, we did.
You did, but now you've got someone who's foraging for you.
Yes. So, but it's so special and it's so unpretentious. So we would cook the whole squid. I mean, we use the tube, the like fins on the side, and then the tentacles. And I would use sea pumpkin greens, which come from Cape Point, and June spinach. And I would do like a collaboration between what was growing best in our mini garden.
Yes.
Lots of different herbs and those flavors.
Okay.
So it was like this dish that makes your mouth water. Perfect way to start.
Yeah.
And it shows off foraged ingredients, which most people have never tried in their life. So I loved that. And the herbs are so healing for the body.
And you've got protein in your starter.
Yeah, I know, right?
That's a bit of a splurge.
How nice.
Wow. Okay,
but we make it work.
Fantastic. Yeah, okay.
Of course, in the background.
Yes, you're balancing that.
Yeah,
okay.
And the second dish, it was a main course. So it's braised beef short rib with a dandelion root glaze. And dandelion root is so healing for the liver and kidneys. People usually drink it as a tea, super bitter, but we use it in a way that is so delicious and pairs so perfectly with the beef short rib that it's like when people try it, they're like, sorry, where did you get that from? That is so cool. Oh, and I don't know where I got that idea from.
Also, it's a dish that a little bit talks to who you are as a chef.
Yes.
When, if we kind of go back to the beginning, we were talking about the autoimmune disease and the healing and the alternative ways, that dish talks to it.
Exactly. So there's a lot of that throughout every menu.
Okay.
Everything on the menu is something I feel comfortable to eat. And I mean, we go to our ingredients in the kitchen. We don't use any sort of, I'm going to use trendy words now, But, there's a whole craze about no seed oils.
Oh,
We're one of those.
Yes.
No seed oils. We use avocado oil to fry.
Really? Okay.
Olive oil, coconut oil. Our salt is non-iodidated. Spices, non-irradiated. Everything is very nourishing for your body.
Okay,
it's not just flavor.
So it's actually, the country restaurant, but it's also like an unprocessed ingredient restaurant.
A lot of chefs have come to this restaurant and said, like, you're a bit of a health restaurant. And I think that's a bit crazy, because I'm sure if they were looking after their body, they would want to eat things that would be good for them instead of using the cheapest ingredients, which is like the canola oils, the cheapest salts, the cheapest spices. I'm sure in their cupboards at home, they don't eat those things. Well, some of them.
That's a contentious perspective,
it is.
Young Tasmin, but that's amazing.
We're worrying about the cost, right?
Yeah.
But I'm worrying about how I'm leaving the guests feeling. And I don't want them to feel, at the end of their meal, like, oh, no. The food must be delicious. It doesn't have to taste healthy, but it is, and they wouldn't even know, but they feel better leaving than they did walking in. I sound like a crazy person, but it's real.
But it does. I mean, that's a beautiful kind of sentiment to offer back to your guests.
Yes. And it's through my autoimmune disease that I could do this. I'd never cooked like this before it, really.
Yeah. That's incredible. Let's shift along. I'm going to ask you about your team, but before we do talk about that, I'm going to go to another commercial break because I've got to pay the bills.
That's good.
If you run a restaurant, you know that service doesn't start when the first guest arrives. It starts with bookings, changes, deposits, no-shows, WhatsApps at midnight, and the phone ringing during the pre-service briefing. Novel is a South African restaurant booking system built for people who actually understand service. It gives you one clear view of bookings, walk-ins, queues, and guest notes, and it handles confirmations, deposits, and changes without tying up the phone or the front desk. And the whole system is designed to calm things down before doors open. Plans start at 585 Rand a month, significantly less than older systems, without cutting any corners on features or support. Mention the show, A Table in the Corner, when you call to book a demo. Novel is offering my listeners 2 months free subscription. Their website and co-founder Jesse Singer's email address are in the show notes. And we're back. How are you managing your kitchen team out in the middle of nowhere?
I'm very lucky.
Tell me why.
The right people have come along.
Okay.
And the types of people in my kitchen right now are people who are so passionate about what we do, about changing the menu so often, and also appreciate the quiet times. Because being a little bit away from town, we do have times when it is just quiet. It is a drive away. Yeah. And we are open Wednesday to Sunday.
Yes.
So the weekends are our crazy time. And the weekdays are time to prep up.
Sometimes it's a little bit busy. Sometimes it's not.
That's it.
And you can use the time to prep. Yeah, okay.
But everyone in the kitchen is so keen to be here.
Okay.
So I'm very grateful to those people.
So what, if it's quiet, you go for a swim in the dam?
If it's quiet, we make jams or we make things to finish up a whole bunch of produce and we sell it in our little shop over there.
Okay.
So we are busy, or I get them to start gardening in the garden and we just plant stuff. I know.
Nice. Okay, well, it's an interesting way of doing it, yeah. Yes. So it's a little bit Noma.
Yeah, in a way, but in a way.
In a way.
Yes.
Just a little bit Noma. Okay. So that gets us to this question. I mean, what is the experience that a guest that comes here can expect? What do you want them to experience and what do you want to feed them? What are the things?
For me, when people go out to a restaurant or book to go, they are looking for an escape or looking for a place to change up their normal routine, maybe some relaxation. When they come here, they can expect that because you've got this beautiful view. A lot of people just sit and just say just breathing makes them feel more relaxed when they come here. But they can also expect food that is so nourishing and is so good for the body, is healthy. I always say inverted commas healthy because a lot of people think healthy food tastes healthy. If you understand, not the greatest, like celery juice. No. But this healthy food tastes so good and you would never even know that it's healthy because of how good it tastes.
I hear you.
So that's what I want people to expect.
Okay. let's shift along now and talk outside of this little box about who you, because that might be an interesting kind of diversion, is what chefs do you follow? I mean, whether it's locally or abroad, who do you think is like cooking in a way that you go, oh, yeah, I'd like to work in their kitchen, or we have to go there. Who's that for you?
I don't have local ones, and not because they aren't good enough, really. It's just, I don't know. I feel like I purposely try to stay away from what everyone else is doing. I just want to do what I want to do. Oh. And I don't want it to be influenced by a restaurant down the road or by restaurants in Cape Town, and it feels like it's a repeat. No. I want to do me.
Yeah.
So where I get some inspiration from is some chefs in the UK I find so cool. Like there's one farm called Nan Caro, and it's like farm to fork feast.
Okay.
But it's even less refined than what we do, and I find it just so cool.
Okay.
There's another place in Wales called Paternoster, but it's run by a Welsh lady, and they're also farm to fork, but they are seriously on a farm, and whatever they grow, they use. They're a very small restaurant. Okay. Yeah. But it's still not the style that we cook. I just find those people cool.
Cool, yeah.
But where I get inspiration from is just through the seasons. And I know it sounds funny, but even driving, you look along the road and I saw so many dandelions growing, and I just thought I have to use that. Yeah. It's just really dependent on what is growing best. So I've got nature to help.
Yeah.
But then I speak to my team and I just say, I'm really wanting to use these types of flavors. And maybe they'll say a few things, and then I wake up in the middle of the night and I'm like, yeah, that's how we have to use it. I don't know. So many people ask me this question. I don't know where the ideas come, but they just do. Because the menu changes all the time. I don't know where I get the ideas from. But they come.
You see.
I know.
So, okay. Although I think that the next question in the list about where you go to eat is going to be a bit of a non-starter, because you are obviously very particular about where and what you eat.
I am. And a lot of restaurants are annoyed by that because I'm one of those people. So I don't eat gluten and I don't eat dairy. And that combination together is a challenge for a lot of people, yes. A lot of chefs as well. I'm lucky that because of that, I became obsessed with making delicious food, non-dairy, non-gluten.
Okay.
So I'm very comfortable with having dietaries like that come into our restaurant, but I understand the hesitance to a lot of other places. So places that I would go, I love the Fat Butcher. Other than that, I like Johnny's. It's a very casual restaurant.
Where's Johnny's?
It's in Stellenbosch.
Okay.
It's a Portuguese restaurant. It's just casual. Like you just go in, it's not pretentious, very relaxed, and you just expect some flipping good Portuguese food. That's it, really.
That's it.
Yeah.
And moving on from that, if you have to spend time at home, you and Nick are watching a Netflix and you want some comfort food.
So, okay.
Not dandelions, surely.
No. Okay, I'm going to sound healthy, but I don't mean it. There's a brand of gluten-free, dairy-free chocolate chip cookies, which are just the best thing ever. I could eat a whole box. I don't even know the brand, but you'll know it when you go to the shop. It's like purple and white.
Yes, it's purple and white, and it's
in like a little case.
Yes.
Those things, they're terribly good.
Okay, well, we can't have that. You have to choose another thing because we need to know the name of it.
Oh, I think it's like good food or something like that. Or even, my death row meal.
There we go. That's the kind of thing.
Would be, and it's going to be a bit of a letdown. Coffee and rusks. I'm serious.
Gluten-free rusks?
Yes. Butternut makes the best ones.
Really?
Gluten-free doesn't have to taste bad. It can taste like the real deal.
I've had the odd gluten-free rusk and I just wouldn't go back
there. Tastes like cardboard.
Yeah.
Butternut, they do it right.
Oh, really?
Really.
Butternut gluten-free rusk. That's the BUTTANUT brand. Okay.
So
I'll go look at that.
It's a bit of a letdown, but for me, that just makes me feel like I'm in a place super relaxed and I'm just having a good time.
Yeah. Amazing. Well, Tasmin Reid, I thank you.
Thank you
very much. What an amazing chat. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you for your time. So lucky.
Hey, thank you for yours.
No.
I've got all the time in the world.
Oh.
So that was Tasmin Reid from Melfort.
Yay.